Here this weekend as we get set to go racing from Redbud.
Couple of KTMs out front.
57 is Sipes jumping out to the early lead. Ryan Sipes. Boy, he's shown some speed this year, Jeff.
Oh, and Davalos, his teammate, has been on fire lately too. Both of these KTM riders really have stepped it up in the last few weeks, and you got to think that that's because of their training program and their dedication to that, their fitness, and also the work that they're doing with the MDK KTM team as far as the bike setup, chassis, engine, suspension. They really have been fired up here for this first moto at Redbud.
Well, that's a monster jump right there, isn't it?
Massive. It's so much fun. You fly up over the top of that. The riders, I think, well, I know, I mean, I obviously enjoyed racing here. Anybody that followed my career, this was my favorite place to race on the National Motocross Circuit. But as you take a look here, just in the opening lap, you can see all these gnarly ruts. Just the layout of the track is just, it is the funnest track on the circuit.
Trey Canard getting a pretty good start in here too. He's sitting in third, right behind Davalos.
Trey Canard's been a little bit hot and cold this year. He had a race where he missed the whole race, but since then he has came back just with a vengeance. And take a look at the start here. You got Davalos on the left and Sipes there nabbing the whole shot. Both riders were there to the first turn actually first and just nudged everybody else out.
I thought Davalos was going to tuck that front wheel there for a minute.
Well, it's really loamy in that first turn, but over the years they really have widened that turn out and made a nice radius there to where that it's a whole lot safer than what it used to be.
Davalos still trying to fend off Canard, and Villopoto right there on the green Monster Energy Kawasaki.
And I think Villopoto has it. You notice he had to come to a complete stop, and that left-hander takes the outside here, just flies around Canard.
Boy, look at the speed on that green number one.
And how about the amount of bike links that Villopoto put on Canard? Oh, now he gets Davalos.
Takes no time at all, really. He just reeled him in and blew right past him. Didn't spend much time setting him up at all.
And haven't you just felt that in the last 2 or 3 races that Villopoto finally has his confidence and his swagger back that he had last year? He lost over the wintertime with the injury. Now Villopoto is back, and he is so strong and so focused. It's unreal. He is just on rails again here at Redbud in the first moto.
Well, we spent a lot of time talking about it during the Supercross season, how Ryan just did not look like the Ryan Villopoto we had gotten accustomed to seeing at all in the beginning of the Supercross Lights East Coast portion of the season. But once he got on track, about halfway through there, it really started to look like he was finding his rhythm again. And now, ever since we've gotten to the outdoor season on the motocross tour, Jeff, he's been unstoppable.
Well, and that definitely has to do with confidence. As you see Ryan Sipes, who obviously lately feels great on the bike, looks great, his confidence is high, out front here leading this moto. But you've mentioned to me before, Ralph, that when it comes to Supercross and motocross racers, that you've never seen more mental individuals and mentally.
Whoa, Sipes makes a big mistake. Big mistake. He gets back on, but he loses the lead.
So tough to give up the lead, especially to number one, because you know once he's out front, he's just going to check out. Sipes, what he can do right now is try to put that lasso around Villopoto and watch his lines. See, Sipes misses his line. He wanted to land just to the right and go where Villopoto did.
Yeah.
Now he has to find a good area. Right here, watch him kind of bunny hops off of that, because you definitely want to get over those banners. They get caught in your rear wheel, possibly on the brake side. Going to end the moto. But follow up on what you're saying, on what we were talking about, how you think of motocross riders, they gain and lose their confidence so quick.
Absolutely, without question. All racers are mental in one stretch or another, but motocross, supercross guys, boy, they can do it to themselves real easy. We'll be right back. Back to the racing action here at Redbud Track and Trail in Buchanan, Michigan. Trey Canard running in second on the 48 bike, battling with Ryan Sipes, who held the lead and now has slipped back to third.
Bernard really pushing hard here, carrying a lot of momentum. Has found some great lines here, worked his way past Davalos and now Sipes. Watch how that turn, see Sipes missed his line right there, and look how much time he dropped. That was a good 6 or 8 bike lengths just by missing that one rut. And I tell you, when you're dialed in here at Redbud, you can absolutely fly. And when you're not, it makes for a very long day.
Yeah, when we saw when Sipes went off course, that it looked like Villopoto almost was going to crash. And Nico Izzi coming along.
Izzi bombing that jump, just over jumps, takes the position from Sipes, so aggressive to just let it all hang out. And Sipes tries to retaliate, can't quite make it stick. Izzi, another rider who has gained so much confidence. Watch Izzi here on the left. He's just behind Sipes. Sipes gets on the brakes. Izzi doesn't. Just flies out. Watch him land. Just completely bottoms out the Suzuki.
And the Michigan native almost landed on top of Sipes. Well, he was really letting it go. Here's Jake Moss running in 11th position. The Australian rider, that's Ryan Dungey right behind him on the Suzuki, number 28. And the Rockstar Makita rider giving Jake Moss a handful here today.
Well, and if you look across the top of your screen, that's the rider positions. I see Dungey was in about 22nd or 23rd after the first lap. Now he's already worked his way up, trying to get close to the top 10.
Boy, from that one shot there, it looks like they're going to jump right into the trees, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it is great to see Dungey back racing because he took a very hard hit up in Colorado. Moss, on the other hand, has put in some strong rides as of late.
Dungey trying to get inside. He's got him as they come down the hill. Oh, and then he bobbles. Oh, and so does Moss. And now Dungey fires back around the outside. And it looks like Ryan's going to take the position away.
And Moss just lost his concentration for just a little bit. Oh, and now Dungey definitely solidifies that position. But Moss, you know he had to get a little bit of his concentration off when he touched wheels, started thinking behind him, and then exiting the turn, lost his balance to the left side.
Andrew McFarland sitting in 6th. Taking a look at McFarland there. Trying to work his way up through the field. Josh Grant running in 7th. The Geico Power Sports Honda rider.
This being the best ride of the year for McFarland by far. His starts have suffered, and we've just seen him run back in the 10 through 20 position, but now here today at Redbud, got it going in the first moto, and that's so important. Carry that confidence over into the second moto, hopefully.
And Grant giving him a pretty good run here.
Look at the mulch here, though, Ralph. I'm telling you, the racing surface here, July 4th weekend, holiday weekend, there is just so much excitement in the air. I just love coming here. The fans of Redbud are right there with the best of them. And the fact that it's holiday weekend, everyone's out, you know, getting a little crazy. This first moto, when you come around the first lap here, opening race moto of the weekend, the fans really let the riders know just how happy they are to be here.
Ryan Villopoto pretty happy to be here. He's leading it here in Moto number 1 at Redbud. Series is in Michigan this week. Redbud is the name of the racetrack. Ryan Villopoto is the name of the leader. Andrew McFarland on the green Kawasaki, trying to hang on in front of Josh Grant. Boy, Grant gets inside.
And then stretches out that step-down tabletop. Nailed it. Josh Grant working his way through the pack here, really showing a lot of speed. Pumped up after that great finish in Colorado.
Well, so much of this sport is all about your mental state, Jeff, as we've talked about over the years and today as well. And what Grant feeling it right now. And as you said earlier, if you feel it here at this racetrack, it can make all the difference in the world of your performance here.
Well, and I've always thought that Redbud here marks kind of the halfway point, if you will. And if you've got it dialed in here, it's real easy to carry that momentum on through to the finish of the series. And so right now, Josh Grant back after some injuries. Contract year for Grant also, moving up to the big bike class for next year. So definitely showing his best stuff, if you will, here in these last couple of rounds.
Good look at Martin Davalos, too, who's having a pretty good run here on the KTM number 577.
This track goes through changes in the layout each and every year. They keep it fresh for the riders. Like I said, Tim Ritchie's always trying to prepare the very best racing surface for these guys. Huge tabletops, like right there, this huge step-up double. This is awesome. The riders can just lay it out. Look at Grant there, just fly over that. Over-jumped it just a tad. But I tell you, here at Redbud, these like that inside turn there that Grant just had, look, he just nailed it, pulled up on the back. So it's the jumps, the turns, the fact that it's deep, loamy soil, and there's a lot of racing lines. That's what makes it one of the best tracks of the season.
And those fans. And as you get a good look at the crowd, too, as we work our way around this racetrack, just packing the hillsides here in Michigan.
And I think this was actually meant to be a double, but these guys are going 1-1 through that. That's that single where Izzi made the pass on Moss.
Here's Grant again. Up problems for Mike Brown. The Boost Mobile Yamaha rider. Looks like he's out of Moto number 1. Nico Izzi sitting up in third, the Michigan native, trying to impress the home crowd.
Izzi just made his way past Sipes. Kentucky boy just south of here. Izzi impressing all the native Michigan fans, the Michigan Mafia. He would be the youngest member now, moving up into the professional ranks. There's been some great riders come out of Michigan, or even close to here. Michael Larocco technically wasn't from Michigan. He's from Indiana, but still one of the local boys. Jeff Stanton, of course. Keith Bowen.
Nick Way.
And I mean, why would you not love motocross here when you have facilities like this? You know, I live on the west coast of California where the tracks are pretty hard packed. They're just not as much fun to ride as what this here would be. I would ride every day still if I lived out back of here.
Here comes Sipes right alongside of Izzi. These two go bar to bar in mid-flight.
Wow. Sipes on it here through the sand whoops.
Well, look at Izzi coming back though, Jeff.
This inside line's pretty good. Izzi to the inside. Sipes possibly setting up to do the triple step up here out in the parking lot.
And we go back to the front. Ryan Villopoto on the number 1. Trying to do something you did, Jeff. Win 3 races here at Redbud. We'll see if he can pull it off. We'll be right back to Redbud. Welcome back to Redbud in Buchanan, Michigan. Ralph Shaheen, Jeff Emig, and Aaron Bates with you. And Ryan Dungey as well, who's currently running in 8th place right now, but working his way up through the field, Jeff, after a bad start out of the gate.
He definitely was outside of the top 20. Up into the top 10 is a pretty good ride for him. He's not going to be happy with that, though, because this is a rider that really believes that he can challenge for the lead. He can challenge Villopoto. As we take a look at a great battle here between a couple of Australian riders, and it's Reardon getting around the outside of Metcalf.
Reardon on the 122, the Honda, Metcalf on the green Kawasaki.
And the interesting thing for Reardon, this being his first season here in the U.S. after being champion in Australia, is this is his first time that he's coming to these racetracks. Other riders, even as an amateur, you might have ridden this place. And so, you have a little bit of that knowledge stored up of how the track works out. And Reardon's had a great time, he said, learning these tracks, but he definitely feels that he's been at a slight disadvantage, being his first time here.
Taking a look at the rider out of Oklahoma, Trey Kennard, running in 2nd. Jeff, how did you approach a racetrack that you had never seen before? Were you
wide open?
Wide open? Is that the best way to do it?
No, you just have to methodically pick your way through it. It's always good to try to when you go out for the qualifying practice, to latch onto the guy with the #1 plate, the guy, you look through the results the last couple of years, the riders that have been good at this event, and try to find, you know, their lines that they're using. Now, Trey Kennard here, you see him way on the outsides of almost every turn. That's the lines he wants. He's trying to find the smooth lines, as is Villopoto.
Everybody would like to find Villopoto's line. Problem is they can't stay with him long enough to see it.
And I spent some time with Villopoto's trainer, Randy Lawrence, who's a good friend of mine. We've been friends for a couple of decades, and I flew back from a race with him, and he had some really great things to say about Villopoto and just the transition that he's had to make this year with the injury and things in his personal life, and how he has handled that, and also how it's affected how they train together, and that they really work good together, that he knows when he has to really press Ryan and get more out of him, or when he knows to back off and say, okay, today will be a light day, take care of, you know, your stuff off the track, off the bicycle, whatnot. So just such a successful combination is Ryan Villopoto and Randy Lawrence, and they have proved it week in, week out, all summer long.
We are on the last lap of Moto #1. Ryan Villopoto working his way to the checkered flag. Final corner, Villopoto hears the horns and sees the checkered flag. He wins Moto #1 here at Redbud. Trey Kennard making his way to the line. He'll finish second. There's Trey.
He's going to be very happy with that finish. That was a great ride.
The all-new Geomax MX34 is the latest result of Dunlop's ongoing development with the help of top motocross pros. The all-new Geomax MX34 is the new industry standard for soft to intermediate terrain. Experience the advantage